I just think wings taste better with pussy, and that's
in the air. Come on.
Yeah, it's just the aesthetic. Well,
yeah, boy.
No, now you're going crazy.
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, that's the you got to combine them both.
It's like
really
a wine pairing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like a wine and cheese pairing.
Yeah,
where you're like, oh yes, the notes of the subtle buffalo flavor bring out. It brings out the tannins in the pussy.
100%.
Pussy tannins.
Yeah, I think that's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't have the words for it.
No.
It so beautiful.
You said eloquent. It's like, I also think there's like an element of the sweat in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a dash of desperation on the men's part.
And I would say the darkness, that nice darkness it puts on the wings, where you see some titties, and then you got to search a little for the wing.
Yeah.
It just makes it this romantic sort of experience.
Oh my God. I mean, man, I remember in San Francisco, they had this place, and the Gold Club.
Good lunches at the Gold Club. Shout out to all my people out in San Francisco. I have not been, but they've told me good things about it.
Oh, man. Shout out to got me through some tough times. Gold Club. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Welcome, little mamas and Gentiles alike, to another phenomenal episode of My Momma Told Me,
the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of Black conspiracy theories.
And we finally work to prove whatever bullshit we feel about talking today. I said about talking, and it doesn't matter, because you're going to listen anyways, you little pig.
I wasn't going to correct your sentence at all.
I know. It was just on me. I felt bad.
You could feel that that's not the way you wanted to say it.
I immediately. You know what I've been thinking about, though? This is what I came in, I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Those little robots that they have all over LA. I took a walk this morning. Mm-hmm. I realized I think they make them look so cute and dispatch them in the morning because they want you to think about little kids on their way to school and feel like they're innocuous. Like, because I was looking at it and it's just so cute, and it's like it looks like a kid with a big ass backpack and big ass glasses walking to school, and they want you to think that so that you don't understand that that's the enemy.
So you want to protect them.
It was so cute. When I was walking, that's all I kept thinking. I was like, look at this cute little robot.
I want to keep him safe.
Yeah, look at his big robot eyes. He got to stop. He can't walk good. He wobbling.
Yeah.
And we need ugly robots, bro.
I like that.
I think that is that's the future, is like, we need laws that robots have to be.
That is crazy that when they start building sort of these humanoid robots, and they've already, had versions of these things happen, they always make them baddies. They don't never make them some little ugly ghoul that is probably, frankly, more common in the human experience than the baddies are.
Doc, I'm telling you, they want you to fuck them. They want you to think they're cute. They want you to want to protect. Like, they don't want, bro, if you get a robot that just looks like a manager at a Sally's Beauty Supply, you're not gonna feel any way towards it.
Yeah, give me that Sam Cassell robot,
bro.
Damn, Sam Cassell catches strays already. Damn, he ain't doing nothing. He minding his business.
No, he knows
Sam,
what he
don't listen to
look
this episode.
I'm not saying anything he don't know.
Yeah, but I'm sure he knows by now. But he doesn't care. I think he's had time to adjust.
He's all right. He ain't worried about what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that's what we should be looking at.
We should be looking at. And I do want it known, just for the listenership, I like ugly people better. I do think that's cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a greater distance to travel to be successful, especially in media and entertainment, if you are ugly.
Wow.
I really don't respect really beautiful people that much.
Okay, yeah, I don't fully disagree with that.
Yeah,
easier life for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't. There's no part of me that pushes back on that.
No, okay.
Ugly people don't get privilege.
Ugly people, they get it out the mud.
Every
ugly person, bro. You don't really see ugly people in positions of power who are bad at shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of ugly ass bosses who don't run the shit out of that Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's real.
And that's I think that's admirable. You know what I mean?
Wow. Damn. Elon.
Ugly.
Oh, Yeah.
Very effective.
Very effective.
Arguably the most ever effective person.
I don't think he's butt ugly, though. I think he's quirky looking. Elon's not butt ugly.
Yeah, but he could
get
lot.
cheeks.
A lot of work done.
He's like works really hard to get to this.
That's true. PayPal Elon is bad looking.
I think
like bad hair.
I think you're really underestimating how much we know for a fact this motherfucker went and like tried to fix it.
I mean, listen, there's short guys in the NBA, bro. I'm not saying this is like...
It's not a perfect algorithm.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is like... people define the odds every day. I'm just saying in general, man, man, we need to go back. We need to have like ugly presidents. I think we need more ugly people.
I don't disagree with you. Our guest today, you've already heard his voice. He's already been participating in this.
I'm enjoying the show.
We're not gonna. That's what we don't want it to be. We came here to have very important conversations.
Okay.
A la this conspiracy you brought to us, and so we're very excited you're here. He's the goddamn king of what was formerly known as Twitter. You know him from his new film Memes and Nightmares. You know him from, most importantly, No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. He's hilarious. He's so talented. Give it up for Josiah Johnson, everybody.
What's going on?
Get on up! It's bobsled time! Hooray!
Shout out to everybody who watches Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Whoop Whoop. Trying to get this bag always.
Hell yeah, get it in.
Keep the sponsor happy.
Yeah.
Get it in.
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
We should start doing that for sponsors we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to DXL, the #1 choice in plus-size men's clothing.
Okay.
Very quality clothing.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Because you're on the tall side, which
you already know.
We never think about that, to be honest.
I'm DXL Kohl's. Like I only got like 3 or 4 places I can shop at.
Wow.
I think being a fat guy in those stores, you start to think the tall guys are a myth.
No, yeah, you got the big section and the tall section. They're working together in perfect harmony, big and tall.
Okay, so you got the T on the end of your shit.
Oh, for sure.
Wow. I thought that was, I didn't even know what that was for.
Yeah.
You thought they were just doing that to keep y'all comfortable.
I thought it was to make you feel better. You're like, no, tall guys go here too.
Like when somebody call you big man.
Yeah.
And like, come on, I there's only one reason you're saying that.
Yeah, it's not tall.
That's not cool because you're just, all right.
Anyways. You got a plug you want to do? Like we should manifest plugs. I think that's a good idea.
Do I have a plug?
You gotta have a thing that you want.
I feel like, probably, but then it feels like it gets embarrassing very quickly.
Oh, really? Just be open.
Okay. Crunchyroll. I really want you to give us free passwords to Crunchyroll so I can watch anime all day.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No,
see, I knew you weren't gonna like it.
He blew it.
I knew you were gonna be mad at me. That's why I didn't want to do it. I knew the only answer I had was honest. It wasn't like a good joke. So
no, that was good.
Man, I just want to be able to watch anime and fucking nerd out all day.
That's good, man.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Well, anyways, yeah, you have a aspirational plug. You already got your real bag.
I like basic shit, Snapple,
just Snapple.
Things that are functional, things that I like to use and drink around the house. So Snapple, I'm a big Celsius fan, so shout out Celsius. Taking Celsius every day before the show in the water.
Okay.
So some of my castmates get mad at me, say it's bad for you. I say, look, I ain't gonna live forever.
Come on,
let me enjoy my day.
His heart's gonna explode at some point.
Exactly. 10 calories, tons of energy. Shout out Celsius.
Shout out Celsius.
Yeah, and Crunchyroll.
And Crunchyroll for the anime.
I told you you'd be mad at me. Told you you'd be mad at me.
I'm having a good time.
Josiah, you came to us today with a conspiracy that I frankly knew about, but had never put a lot of thought into.
Yeah.
It's one of those that I think is rumored in such a way that's like, I don't know how to unpack the truth and not truth from this. But you said that My Momma Told Me.
The 1985 NBA draft was rigged.
So let me use the words wisely because I'm hoping to get credentialed by the NBA someday. Like they used to call me the king of NBA Twitter. That wasn't very fruitful in actually getting any love from the league. Still had to buy my own tickets. Yeah.
They didn't.
Every time, so we put credential requests out, and I'm literally at this point, it's like 2 or 3 days a week before the event. So let's say it's All-Star Weekend, Summer League, whatever it is. So your credential's been denied. And I'm like, damn, but I see all the people that are there, and I know I'm working hard for the league, but I'm a big NBA fan. I love the league. My dad played in the NBA back in the day. And for me, it's like, you look at leagues like the NFL, right? You're the worst team in the NFL, you get the number one pick, as it should be. You have the worst record. Yeah. You deserve to have it. So the NBA has always had this like ping pong lottery, like as of, I think 80s was when it first started, but they tell this story back in the day. David Stern, obviously Knicks, Patrick Ewing coming out of Georgetown.
And a New Yorker, David Stern, which is important.
And a New Yorker, Patrick Ewing, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he from New York?
He's
Queens.
from Boston, I think.
Okay.
But then went to New York, if I'm not mistaken.
But by way of Jamaica.
Yeah.
He's from Jamaica.
Brother, he's Jamaican.
I'm getting Jamaica, Queens confused, but no, shout out to Patrick Ewing, but number one player in college at that point. So they show the video, and if you go through and watch it, they basically like have this big like tumble thing with all the different envelopes in it.
Right.
So they spin it a couple of times, but you see him kind of reach in there, feel around. Yeah. And they was always saying the envelope was frozen or it was a little bit lighter. There was something going on. He just happens to yank it out. And, hey, I'm not looking, but hey, yank it out. And here's the New York Knicks get the number one pick, and they end up getting Patrick Ewing, obviously. And you talk about the league that even nowadays with viewership issues and even stuff we saw in contemporary draft lottery times, like the one that was recent, it always seems to work out that way. You got LeBron James coming out of high school, Akron, Ohio. What do you know? Cleveland Cavs get the number one pick, Derrick Rose.
As a Denver native, not a great time for me.
Oh, you thought you had a shot.
I thought we had a shot. I thought I was like, man.
No, you got Melo, so shit. I mean,
it was cool, but like I was like, we're getting new jerseys. We're getting LeBron.
You know what's crazy? I never thought anyone else had a shot.
I mean, because you weren't number two, though.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It was. I feel like it was like we were close enough that it was like, no, this could really, really happen.
Right. You really believed in the possibility of what this could be.
And then I was like, it's going to be that. We're going to have some great colorway that's coming out, too.
Yeah.
I was like, the city's going to change. Right. And then they hit us with sky blue.
Yeah, that was a bad run.
Brother, it was, bro, it's like the way my heart sank when I saw it. Yeah. And I just like, oh, man, that shit was really upsetting. Because baby blue is a terrible color, especially for fat guys.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not flattering.
It's not flattering at all. It's like
black, that's it.
Come on. And then it's like, you had a jersey that could make a guy like Kenyon Martin not look cool.
No, it was impressive.
That's work.
They were really
shout out Kenyon.
Yeah.
I know you're going to watch this.
Oh, man. Shout out.
You look cool and everything.
Yeah. He's a top tier nugget to me. Yeah. Legend.
So you obviously you're a kid at this point.
Yeah.
When
I'm 3 years old when
you're 3 years old when this is happening. So
I was born in 82, obviously draft 85.
You're not aware that this is happening. At what point does this get on your radar?
Well, when you just see over the years how convenient it is, even now 2025, Mavs trade Luka to kick off Black History Month, bring him to the Lakers. God bless Nico Harrison. Nico gets a lot of heat. Most hated person in the league. They booing him at medieval times.
He's
everywhere
got a brand
he goes.
new meme just eating him alive.
He looked like Jafar from Aladdin just with the grill look. But so trade Luka away for seemingly not a ton of return, right? No disrespect to Anthony Davis or Max Christie or one first-round draft pick, but we've seen Rudy Gobert go for 5-6 first-rounders. We saw Mikal Bridges go to the Knicks for 5 first-rounders. Like, Luka, generational talent, all-NBA, perennial first-team all-NBA. Yeah. We getting Anthony Davis,
crazy.
Max Christie, and a first-round pick. We thought it was highway robbery.
And Anthony Davis that don't look even close to the Anthony Davis
he gets
we
hurt.
Dreamt about.
Yeah. He gets hurt. I think before that, came back, got hurt, but then they end up they make the play-in, win their first game, and it's like, and I do a show with Gil, and Gil the whole time is like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man? Like you have a chance to now build through the draft. Like, why would you ever want to go to the playoffs? I think they would have got the 8th seed, end up getting swept by the Thunder. You're not going to do anything. So his whole thing, and I agree, is like, you're not going to win the championship. There's like 4 or 5 teams every year that are trying to win a championship. If you're not trying to win a championship, you might as well not tank it, but not just give your best effort, whatever's in between there.
Yeah, it feels crazy that the playoff team got the pick.
Yeah.
Like objectively, that feels nuts.
Yeah.
Where like we historically don't ever see that of like you went to the playoffs and you still get the best one.
Yeah, that seems it just doesn't. It's not like a fair situation.
No,
it's some bullshit. I think they were 11th overall of the 14 lottery teams in terms of, I think it was like 1.8% chance of getting that pick. Meanwhile, you got the Hornets who are trash. You got the Jazz who are trash. You got the Wizards who are absolutely trash.
Don't forget about the Chicago Bulls. We're always rooting for them, baby.
But, the Bulls got it, man. That giddy shot still haunts me, man. Like watching that, we work with this company Playback, so we stream live games. So we're doing that game, going crazy, thinking the Lakers gonna win. Motherfucker hits a half quarter. And it's just like, damn. But the Bulls getting screwed. I think it's the second time, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to say the Bulls and the Mavs had the same record, so it's basically a coin flip to see who got that 11th spot. That 11th spot ends up getting the number 1 overall pick. Bulls get kind of screwed out of it. I want to say the second time it happened with them and the Mavs. I think the last time Mavs drafted Luka, so it's kind of, some fucked up shit going on.
Here's my question. I feel like we open it up and we just say it. I feel like we've talked about it a lot on this podcast. How rigged do you think the NBA is? I mean, that's what we're beating around the bush, right?
Well,
the NBA is entertainment. So the NBA is similar to wrestling, entertainment. They don't really classify themselves as a sports league. We do. But I think, when you get to the nitty-gritty.
You think they don't?
I think they do it entertainment because it gives them a little bit more leeway and flexibility in terms of how they operate. So from behind the scenes.
That's sketchy as fuck.
It's entertainment, right? It's there to entertain.
That's like lawyer talk. Like
for sure.
They hired a very powerful lawyer.
Their whole crew is all lawyers. David Stern back in the day, like successful lawyer, I believe, worked for the league before he ended up becoming commissioner. I want to say Adam Silver followed a similar trajectory.
Yeah,
they
weren't hooping. I'll tell you that.
No jumpers.
No, come on.
No jumpers being shot.
Come on.
And for those who know,
neither one of them boys put a ball on the court. Not once.
You talk about behind the scenes shit, like Strong Army. Gil's got his doc out on Netflix now. Untold Shooting Guards.
We were just watching. I was just talking to you about it
yesterday.
And something he said. And I have no problem telling everybody on your show, but he said repeatedly it was like Gil is a loophole expert, right? So Gil should have been a lawyer.
I could really see that.
So before he brought guns to the locker room, he researched, all right, what's the longest I can get suspended? It's like, all right, player X brought it in, he got 2 games. This player shot a gun, he got 3 games. So it's like, shit, the most I'm going to get is 5. That's for doing this.
I'm going to say this. That's maniacal.
But this is how he operates in life. Like,
I thought it was more, he was just being a silly Billy. He's like, no, I'm going to make sure I have
thought put into everything. So I'm like, the most I get is 5 games. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. That's how his mind works.
Even in the doc, he says the reason he felt like he got punished is because they knew he was moving guns around, right?
So that's what it ended up becoming. But if you go back to why he initially got suspended, it wasn't because the guns in the locker room, because they can never prove anything, right? This thing came out like a week or 2 after the fact. It was kind of just going around the locker room. Somebody ended up snitching to the press, and then it went crazy. But that's all these dudes, and you guys know, like, we might have a situation here. We want to fight each other, whatever. A week from now, we're cool. But a week from now, we hear, we've moved on. We passed it.
Right.
Everybody now is like, man, we heard about that shit that went down. It's like, well, huh? Like, I forgot all about that. Oh, yeah, I did bring guns in the locker room, man. I'm tripping. But you watch the doc.
It is not that kind of environment here, though. It would be crazy. It would fuck us up.
Oh, it'd be, okay.
The
energy would be fun forever.
If Langston brought 2 guns and put on the couch and said, pick one.
I'd tell on all y'all niggas immediately.
But then you dig deeper, and that's even the situation with Ja. Like, Ja didn't really get jammed up for the gun in the strip club, right? Mm-hmm. It was more like, well, how'd the gun get there? And
really?
So how did you?
What's the relationship?
Did you bring that on a team plane, on a team bus? Yeah. Because now it becomes something deeper. But Gil didn't get suspended for the guns. He got suspended because he was in warm-ups fucking around and he did the finger guns. And then David Stern saw that and was like, all right, dog, like, I'm about to strong arm your ass. So
that is
one way or the other.
That is a crazy thing to do, though, bro.
I think what makes it nasty, though, is the fact that they can't prove it, right? Yeah. Like, especially with the Ja situation. Because what they told us via the media was that he was bringing the guns into the locker room and onto the planes. Yeah. But they don't know that for a fact.
Unless he says, I did it. Which I don't think he's done, but
that's
facility.
But the point being, it's not like he got on the plane and was like, hey, y'all, look at my gun.
He's in a strip club, tons of ones on the ground, holding a noisy cricket. In Colorado, which is, I believe, an open carry state.
Well, okay, so I was going to say about the Ja situation, wrong strip club.
Shotgun Willie's not.
You go to Dandy Dan's, that shit doesn't happen to you,
Okay.
brother.
So
I've
Shotgun
seen many
Willie's.
guns in there.
Wow.
Yeah, you go up off of Federal, they'll let you. Like
The spot is called Shotgun Willie's though, so shit. Like he should have been holding the shotgun.
But
it's
like trash. You only go there. They got steak on Tuesdays. That's all they got going.
Really?
Good.
Well,
yeah.
that's I love a strip club that bounces as a culinary eatery. Shout out to Magic City. I've got the hot wings postmated to me.
Man, honestly, if we're talking about ads we want, Magic City Hot Wings.
Okay, we're in agreement on this.
That would be a good
100%. We're in agreement.
And
on
you guys
this.
ate them there?
No.
Okay, because I was doing some stuff with TNT. I was in Atlanta. Got them postmated to the hotel. Was not impressed when they were like, "Baby," I'm like, "Damn, what's going down?" I think they gave me like the bottom of the barrel wing.
You gotta go in.
Like, you gotta come in here and
you gotta
spend some
go
money.
in on Monday.
Yeah.
We need to take a break, but before we do, my question for you, leading, I guess, into this break is, what do you say to the issue of it being Dallas specifically? Because that is not a major market. It's not one that we've ever historically championed, right? In terms of like sinking the money into it. And more importantly, there's not that many incentives to make it good again if you just traded away Luka. So how do we justify that part?
So I think Dallas still top 10 market, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I was going to say. I think that, I mean, I don't
It doesn't sound like it, but like, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, yo, like, you know, we kind of look at the Mavs like they're a small market team, but top 10, everything Mark Cuban came over to do. But Mark Cuban ends up selling the team, giving up control of basketball operations to Alderson family, who owns the Sam's Corp, who's heavy in gaming. So the initial rumor was they wanted to bring a casino to the arena. We're salty that the state of Texas was kind of hating on that. The legislature wasn't letting it get through. So they're like, all right, well, fuck you. We're trading the Golden Boy. Now what? And we're going to make bread either way. This franchise is going to be valuable either way.
Whoa.
You guys are going to still come to games. Like we've seen before Steve Ballmer took over the Clippers, he's done an amazing job. But Donald Sterling, my dad played for the Donald Sterling Clippers, most embarrassing organization probably in the history of sports. Used to practice at the YMCA, played at the sports arena. Like,
well, hey, now shout out to the YMCA.
Well, great place,
I'm a big YMCA guy. That's another sponsorship.
You were there this morning.
Yeah, no, well, it was like, man, bro, this Uber was like $28 from your house to the YMCA.
Okay,
I couldn't justify it. I just got 10,000 steps in, came right on back.
That makes sense. But YMCA great for common folk like us.
Yeah.
Imagine your NBA team now.
Just 6'8" common. We're just just three common dudes over here.
We're just three common. But imagine your NBA team practicing, and you got to leave because Pilates class is coming in or whatever the fuck is going on. So
you got a bunch of naked Armenian dudes.
like, yo, you got to go, dog. It's our time. I don't give a fuck who you are.
He said he's not finished.
Kawhi, get off the court.
They say they're not finished. It's time to play.
Bunch of dudes hooping in jeans, half court.
Yeah, for sure. So the new management group comes in, new ownership group. Ended up making the trade for Luka. And like I said, we heard that trade. Everybody thought it was nuts. Everybody shot all over it. Nico Harrison, myself included.
Yeah.
You know, fire Nico chance, all that stuff. But the Mavs had raised ticket prices after the Luka trade.
Wow.
So it's like, let me scratch my head here. Some shit's going on.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to call the league out. There's been a ton of people in the media who I respect that say, oh, no, this process just happens the way it is. But I think the percentage of the three teams that got it, Mavs, Spurs, and Sixers, who got the first three picks was like 0.01% of that happening. Obviously much lower than the lottery. But even the Mavs winning, I think is 1.8%. And we talked about this on the show. That'd be like me putting a stack of cards saying, hey, pick the two of diamonds, and you just reaching in, boop, two of diamonds. Like the percentage of that potentially happening. So it's
nuts.
Not
the only way
unheard
that
of,
happens
but
is a magic trick, trickery.
It's convenient. I mean,
it's not 0%, but it's a silly number close to 0%.
So it's wild shit to see it actually happen, and now then be able to get Cooper Flagg, who's the great American white hope. Luka, European, of course, but you know,
it's
one of my
almost
favorite
a finer
Caucasians.
replacement for that institution.
Oh,
we've got American Caucasian.
Yeah.
Cooper and Luka.
Whitey.
I mean, if we have to qualify it, I don't know. Because maybe this is because of the Nuggets thing. I kind of like the European whites better.
Shout out Joker. Like the fat, sloppy look, don't look athletic, but come out will cook you.
Got those scary brothers running around my city, even though when he's gone, they just stay there.
They just mashed. Have you seen them out and about?
Bro, I know a girl. I know somebody who lives in their building, and she was like, he's gone as soon as the season's over. They're just up there.
They just chilling.
They're just
holding it down, making sure ain't nothing going on. Okay.
Just lurking around.
I like that, man. I love that. They're like, man, we ain't going back there.
We really run this city.
No.
He be at the crib not doing shit, fucking with the horses. We holding it down. We representing Denver.
They are outside in tight T-shirts.
That's amazing. I love that. Good for them. Good for them. And frankly, good for the Dallas Mavericks. I think.
Shout out Dallas.
Y'all figured it out. Whatever the game was, you fucking mastered it perfectly. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back with more Josiah Johnson, more My Momma Told Me.
We're not going to let Joe Biden and Kamala Harris cut America's meat.
That's dead on that. That's dead on that.
And we're not going to let the NBA continue to rig our league we love so much.
Keep doing it. I enjoy it.
I don't know if I want the alternative as much as I think I do.
No.
I mean, wrestling is as fun as any other thing, right?
And it does create sort of this weird commitment to your teams in a way that actually makes the experience more meaningful, I would say.
Right.
You know what I mean? That like when I remember as a kid, my favorite team growing up was that Sacramento team that almost did it. You know what I mean? And
them, you had Bibby and that crew page.
Come on, man, it was crazy.
Shout out to Team Dime.
Yeah, that team was nice.
Team Dime. I got a funny story, actually. So this tattoo. So one of my teammates at UCLA was Mike Bibby's cousin, Ryan Walcott's my guy. We still ride together to this day. So they used to have tattoo day, the Bibby family from Phoenix. So I'd happen to roll in during the off season. I think Mike was doing a camp or something. It was tattoo day. So I rolled up to the tattoo parlor. Mike Bibby bought me this one right here, the Pitts Johnson, which is my last name. Official last name, but he was like, "Yeah, you want to chat?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, Mike."
Are those characters also saying pitch?
So I got those when I was 18.
No, I get it.
But you're a Denver guy, so you know Marcus can't be like the big Chinese symbols with the wave back then. I can't speak a lick of Chinese. Probably one of my biggest regrets in life, but I own it and I wear it like a badge.
Nah,
it's
man.
supposed to say "Fear no man," but my Chinese friends are kind of like, nigga, not this time.
Big dog, if I had to explain the embarrassment on my body,
it was a cool thing to do in the early 2000s.
Ain't no shaming. Tattoo shaming, we don't do that over here.
I blame Marcus Camby, though. Marcus Camby, you had the big-ass Chinese symbols. You know niggas had no connection to China whatsoever.
Bro, but it was really, China had us in a chokehold.
Which they still do.
But
so maybe we saw the future.
That might be
Get them tariffs up out of us.
But I mean, I'm talking about like the Cisco era. There was a lot of dragons running around.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
Jackie Chan had a cartoon.
He did the Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah, y'all remember that?
I do remember that on the WB.
It was like more like it was like almost anime a little bit. It kind of had like a more advanced.
Is this you
cartoon?
Are you leveraging for Crunchyroll again?
Yeah, if Crunchyroll, holla at us. If you got that Jackie Chan cartoon, go ahead, let me watch it. I'm trying to watch it for free.
Jackie Chan did run shit for a while.
Yeah,
his own
really.
Stunts. Yeah,
he was going crazy.
I was a big Rumble in the Bronx guy. That was my Jackie Chan.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
will say, now that we're talking about it, then this is my conspiratorial brain really triggering. I do think they kind of gave Tom Cruise some of Jackie Chan's shit.
Whoa, wait, expand.
I think Jackie Chan really has been I do my own stunts motherfucker for a long time.
Because he came from like the circus, right? Or something like that.
I think he just came from karate.
I think, but he's like a classically
like acrobat doing all that type of shit.
He's like classic.
Yeah.
He's like trained in that.
But more importantly, he's a dude who's been cooking at that from the moment we met him.
Right.
Tom Cruise went through like 15 evolutions
before he became the
guy who like truly did all his own stunts.
Also, Tom Cruise couldn't share a bill with Chris Tucker. That would be a terrible movie.
You want to watch that back and forth?
Rush Hour with Tom Cruise and Chris Tucker?
No, that
stinks. Tom Cruise just calls him a slur.
Movie over.
Chris Tucker's like, "Don't touch my radio." He's like, "Listen, you nigger."
You goddamn ape. You think I want to listen to Cool Mo D? Get out of here.
Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious.
No, I think they gave I think Jackie Chan.
Tom Cruise said, "Fuck, I'm about to just take over." Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah,
we've seen it colonized and gentrified.
Because I don't think that Jackie Chan would be opposed to jumping out of a plane. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he'd be scared to like bungee jump off of the fucking waterfall, whatever.
Here's my question.
It's they just were like, no, we'll fund Tom in all of this.
Here's my question. In true gentrifier status, are the stunts Tom Cruise is doing more difficult than the shit that Jackie Chan was doing?
100%.
You think so?
I mean, the Jackie shit was like, I think one could go one way. I don't think the other could go. You know what I'm saying? Jackie was so athletic. I don't think that Tom Cruise could do the shit.
Yeah.
That Jackie Chan was doing, bro.
You're saying that it actually is much harder to get legit kicked in the face off of like a box tower than it is to like have this massive rig that ensures you won't actually ever get hurt.
Yeah.
You just have to be brave enough to do the thing.
When he jumped off the shit in Rumble in the Bronx and he broke his foot or whatever, like, I just think that, like, I think the degree of difficulty might have been higher on Jackie Chan.
For sure.
Because Jackie Chan's a proven, like, he's like athletic. Like,
no, he's a martial artist.
It's not like
sure.
Tom Cruise was like, oh, I was mad athletic and then I became a movie star. I think he's kind of just a guy.
Yeah.
Just
you know
a little,
he's trying to stay relevant, death wish. All those things. Like, he's just like, I really want to die. Every time this shit happens, I'm disappointed that y'all keep letting me down.
Yeah. And the church doesn't approve of suicide, so I'll figure it out another way.
Do it in a movie.
Damn, that's dark.
I'm acting.
That's how he's about to check out Mission Impossible 8.
Like, hey, it's too many Mission Impossible. I'll just say that too. Like, shit, at some point, all these missions are possible.
You could do the mission.
They're possible.
You did 8 of them. You could do it.
These
You be doing it. That's what you do.
Boys, I don't disagree with you on a logical sense, but they are strong films.
They're good movies, but all these missions are very possible.
Yeah,
difficult.
They're very difficult,
but possible.
They should be hard-ass missions.
Hard-ass missions.
They got to fuck up one time, then we didn't get it done.
There's all these conspiracies running around that Michael B. Jordan is about to be the replacement for the Ethan Hunt of the upcoming Mission Impossibles.
Okay. Really?
And I wonder if they're going to make that hard-ass missions.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Like, if he's going to be...
When it becomes black people?
Yeah, it's just hard-ass missions.
Yeah, this shit dumb as hell, y'all.
Oh, y'all going to do that shit? All right, couldn't be me. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, you got it.
Couldn't be me with Michael B. Jordan.
I would rather have a black James Bond than a black Mission Impossible guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it means more.
Oh, I think they're just gonna really be so. You got to remember, British racism, when they finally do it, it's that pure shit.
That's true. That's uncut.
I don't want to see.
Like, y'all niggas is behind the times here, like everything else. We ran this shit way before y'all. Please.
Nah, they give you that pure shit, and I don't like how that feels, and I don't want to see that happen to Idris or whoever is like.
Yeah, that shit is wild. You guys been out there before?
Yeah.
I've only been out there once.
Never been out. Like, I'm good.
It's actually, you know what's funny? It doesn't feel that way when you're like amongst them. They feel like a more liberal, frankly, more like welcoming people than we are in America. But on the flip side, I just think when they do get racist, like, look how they reacted to Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Right.
That bitch is barely a color.
Yeah.
And they were upset.
When I went over there, it felt like a boring New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really how it felt. It felt like just like kind of like stuff shuts down earlier. Mm-hmm. But it is like ingrained in them to be.
I think it's at their root.
It's at their core.
And that's why their paparazzi is so mean and crazy and shit.
I've always thought about this about their media. On some level, at least within their media, they are better about racial stuff than we are. Whereas like, you'll watch a British movie, even from like the 90s or something. They'll have a black guy and a white guy be a best friend, and that's not the point of the movie.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is like they know how to present progressive.
Right.
But when you get to some shit that they really don't want you to do, they turn up.
You don't fuck with the royal family, man.
Yeah, they don't want that bloodline looking like what you offering.
Right.
No.
Right.
Stop is their response.
And shout out to Meghan and Harry. went to, I think, Lakers playoff game a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And so I had a little bread at that time. So I was sitting in like B-level suites. Or might have got an A-level. I think it was Lakers Grizzly, but they were at the game one suite over. We look over like, oh shit, they just low-key holding it down.
Yeah.
Got their own little security, but fucking with the Lakers, so I had to roll with them.
Okay.
Like, all right, you know.
That's really all it takes.
Hey, whatever going on, y'all still fucking pulling out the Lakers game, so I'm rolling with you.
That's so funny. You're willing to forgive the roots of racism because
Come on, Harry didn't do it. Harry didn't do it. Harry's cool.
Harry just wants some change.
Come on, man.
He
Harry.
liked it. He liked it for a while, then he stopped liking it.
Harry said, fuck the family.
Yeah, man.
I'll see y'all later. Moving out here in Santa Barbara. We're going to pull up the Lakers games, hold it down.
We move different, y'all. Y'all go ahead. Y'all enjoy.
Okay,
y'all
I'm
enjoy
sorry.
The royal family, not me.
Yeah, Langston hates the royal. I hate the
Not
royal
me.
family. I don't like it. I'm saying I like Harry.
I'm teasing. Teasing. Okay. My next question for you as it relates to this.
Are we going back to that?
I don't know.
We were. No, let's do it.
No, we can go wherever.
We can go wherever.
No, let's do it. I like it.
I do want to ask. Yeah, I did. I had a question about it too.
My next question for you is: do you feel like you've been cheated out of any of the quote unquote rigging as a Lakers fan?
No, Lakers. We haven't had a fuck you trade in a while. Actually, I said that, and Luka was trade was in February, so maybe you forgot. But CP3, I think, was one of the few times when the Lakers actually got. But by and large, for the most part,
you guys are the favorite.
You look at the Gasol trade back in the day, trade him for his brother, and Marc Gasol ended up being a great player, but he wasn't shit at that point.
Yeah,
he wasn't. It wasn't.
And he never
enough.
became Powell. He just was. He was his own guy.
So as much as the league talks about parity and being competitive, at the end of the day, no disrespect to the Nuggets, but even looking at the playoffs right now, the ideal matchup as it stands right now, you want Timberwolves Knicks, right? You got the Julius Randle cat. Like, yeah, Jokic is a fucking great story, and God bless you, but and fans got mad at me when it was that Nuggets Heat series. I'm like, the fucking league don't want this shit. Like,
brother, I don't want this shit.
People ain't watching it.
I was watching the game with Langston last night, and I was like, you know how hard it is to have your team be the least cool good team?
Yeah.
And a great team nonetheless, though, right? I'm a Westbrook guy. I love Joker. I love that squad.
But, as far as, cool guys on a basketball team,
Nah, it's tough pickings over there.
All basic humans. Joker literally tell you to your face, this shit is just a job for me. I'll see y'all when I see y'all when it's done. I don't even like doing this shit or being around y'all.
He wants to race horses on that little cart he's got.
Yeah. I watched the post-game interview yesterday with one where they catch him right at the end, and they were asking him yo, how'd you do? What was this? And the whole time he's just looking like this past the lady as he's talking to her. He don't give a fuck.
No.
He's like, I am checked out of here.
I'm dropping a triple-double. I'll see y'all later. I'm going right back to the crib.
And when we do have cool guys, they don't want to be there.
No.
Even for football, it's the same thing. They don't want to be. Melo wasn't having a great time living in Denver.
No.
You guys had I like that. I like those Melo crews, Kmart, J.R. Smith. I mean, it was nice.
What a great time to be alive.
Through there.
What was it, the 2009 Western Conference Finals with you guys? That was before I started comedy, and then maybe if I have a child or get married or whatever, that'll also be great. But that was the greatest time of my life.
For sure.
Yeah.
The bench was deep. It was, man, it just felt so good.
Yeah, you guys were fun to watch.
We were fun. We were exciting guys.
And it was a bunch of dudes who the year before were being labeled knuckleheads and misfits.
Yeah. The Thuggets.
Yeah.
The Thuggets, bro.
It was we've given up on these terrible youth, and then suddenly it became
Barack Obama was president. I swear, that Nuggets team, Barack Obama, and the death of Michael Jackson pushed me to follow my dreams and move to California and start doing comedy. That's how much. If that doesn't happen, I am a manager of a call center in Inglewood, Colorado right now.
That's a nasty little crossover of
The
perfect motivation.
shit that happened all in a reasonable time frame to each other. Yeah, I forgot
also
about the
Also a DUI, but that doesn't matter, bro. It's all that stuff came together.
No, because it's beautiful because you had all the motivation for yourself, a la Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
You had all the personal joy in your life, a la the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you have all the motivation from fear, a la Michael Jackson's life being cut short.
Mm-hmm.
You combine that shit. Propofol, shout out to Propofol. We want some of you.
That's
what
the
I
sponsor
want.
y'all need.
I want that Propofol
we found this
sponsorship.
I need my milk.
I can just say, I'm like, damn, that milk sound kind of good, but I don't want to fuck with it, but damn.
You know how bad I'm trying to go to bed right now?
That nigga was sleeping good, though.
I got 2 kids. I can use some rest. Purple Fall, please hook me up.
I never heard of this shit before that, and I'm like,
it never came up.
If the king of pop is calling that shit his milk,
His
then fucking,
milk.
I'm sure he was sleeping good as fuck.
That boy couldn't go to bed. They said he died multiple times before he actually died.
Okay.
This is the theory, is that literally he had died and they resuscitated him on different days.
Man.
And he was still like, give me my
milk.
shit.
I need my milk.
Michael was already up out of here.
He did enough. He accomplished everything.
Yeah,
he
he really went.
y'all ain't got nothing for me. I can't.
Yeah, what else?
Niggas ain't fucking getting on my level. So
No.
How much better was it going to get for him?
It wasn't going to get better.
That's what.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the hard part about being truly great.
Yeah.
It's something being truly, truly great is that the back end, it feels like, I mean, yeah, even if you have a family or whatever, you're like, I was number one.
And we already had done
Look at my man crying right there.
Yeah, no.
Crying about it.
He having a hard time.
that's liquor pouring.
That's some of the finest tequila made by a man who was
MJ
drunk.
said, I'm not smoking cigars, getting drunk all night. You niggas still let me give you 50? What the fuck? I done left, came back, made a movie. You niggas still ain't doing shit.
Bro.
Y'all still suck.
He really...
I'm a LeBron guy, but when I look at it from that lens,
but he really lives so high on a level above everyone that there wasn't even... We didn't even debate if there was a better person in the league.
Sure.
Now, every fucking week, somebody's claiming LeBron ain't the greatest. You know what I mean? Like, he'll spend his life with that, even like as more players, they're going to give it to Wemby so fast.
Yeah, but...
Do you know what I mean? Like,
but we've seen it with Wemby, and that's the whole thing. And this is the point, because somebody asked me early on, would I rather go Chet or Wemby? And I said Chet, but they're 2 big, tall dudes. But what we've seen, like the Yao Ming, and this when a dude's that tall, and you hope that Wemby, because Wemby does everything to take care of his body. I think this blood clot, which is some unfortunate shit. But he's got to be able to sustain, because we've seen it when he plays, he's the fucking highest level of hoop that we've ever seen in our life. This is a fucking cheat code.
Yeah.
But you a big-ass motherfucker, so Yao Ming shit ended because of a toe. Shaq fucking toe, and you just think about that. My damn toe hurt. I can't fucking, I got to retire. Like,
to be fair, it's a lot of toe.
Yeah, that's a big toe.
That's a big-ass toe.
And that is the base of everything you got cracking. But as shorter hoopers, like, oh, toe, I'll be good in a couple of weeks. Like, these niggas, like, I'll check out.
Yeah, Muggsy bounced back, baby.
Yeah. Hey, come on.
Yeah, my shit little. Like,
that's a toe. That's a Muggsy toe.
You can take it off. I don't know.
Yeah, but you hope, like, you see the dude when he plays and just how phenomenal he is, shooting threes, doing everything he's doing. But then it's like, all right, had to miss this season. Hopefully they bounce back.
Yeah.
Pop getting old, having a stroke. His old ass was trying to stick around too long. Just as like, my last kind of thing I'm going to give back to the league and get Wemby ready to go so I can go on and do what I'm doing. But saw Pop at his retirement shit. It was like, damn, dog, like, they're at 76. Nigga, you can't keep up with these niggas are 20.
And you're just standing there. It's not like you're like running up and down the court, but there is a level of like just logically keeping up, energy keeping up that you got to match.
I would tell everybody, encourage all you guys out there. Like, I do a show with Gil. We go like 2.5 hours live and like just sit on the couch. Go sit in the gym, just stand up for 2.5 hours walking around and not do that shit every single day and see how much your back hurts your leg. I coach high school. My knees and back be hurting. I got to go take a seat in the big chair for a little bit to like juvenate. But he's 76 having to do that. It's like, come on, man.
It's
Set
tough,
it down.
Man.
Nah, get it out.
You got to scowl when he doing it. He'd be mad. That wears on your body.
Yeah, for sure.
All that mad.
Yeah, it takes less. Nope, I ain't have it.
Yep. All right. Well, now we both let each other down.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. It's a give and take relationship,
You had the question that you said you wanted to ask.
Oh, I just wanted to ask about the 1985 draft. How ballot manipulation, like the idea of it was frozen or it was bent or it was light.
You hear the different theories.
Do you feel like that's a real possibility? I also wanted to ask, because you said your dad was in the league.
Yeah.
Does he have feelings on it as well?
Well, he's still employed by the league, so he has no feelings on it. He's just very happy to be working with the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to Giannis. Hopefully he stays out there. But I'm just like, you can do shit in plain sight, right? Like,
Right.
you know, I'm a big fan of magic. You see all these magic tricks. Like, it's very easy to do shit and manipulate the eye and do all those type of things. So
Yeah.
we're giving you, it's like, why do all that? Why not just worst team in the league? It's the number one pick. Why do we go through all this shit?
Right.
Ping pong balls, all these different things when we want a competitive balance? Well, you had 3 teams who were literally the fucking worst teams in the league, and none of those 3 teams got the top 3 picks in this draft.
Right.
Well, what's funny is before 1985, which was sort of the source of us starting this conversation, so 1985 is the first official draft lottery,
yeah.
which is why it was a big deal that Patrick Ewing got that. Before, it was a coin flip between the first and second worst team in the league.
Which
That's
is
how the
also
Lakers get
insane.
Magic. I mean, but
Yeah.
that's even it's silly in itself. It's like football has a right. You are the fucking worst team in the NFL. You get the first pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
let's keep it recycling.
I don't care if you tanked or did whatever the fuck you did. And now it's like the league's trying to punish tankers. So we're trying to punish you losers for losing by making you lose more.
Right.
And that's how you don't get people to come up on top, right? Like you can't get new blood that way.
Yeah.
Unless you got dough, I guess.
Well, and that's the argument is that, and I guess what makes it more complicated is that if this were rigging just for the sake of narrative, right? At the end of the day, what makes wrestling enjoy.
You got it.
We know what you were
The
saying.
reason niggas like wrestling is because
Racial tension.
is because they ultimately are weaving the story with the intention of just selling you the best story.
Right.
Right. But the NBA is going, well, I'll sell you the best story that serves financial fucking back end so large that they're almost hard to keep track of.
But it's also
and that makes it kind of whack.
But it's also ultimately because they're serving the best story for the biggest crowd. They're crowdsourcing it still. And I would argue that is the same thing the WWE is saying. They're just letting they don't have to worry about a market. They have to worry about, we bring this wrestler out. What do they think of him? But they're still servicing
So the
that.
NBA has to dangle that carrot of small market teams being able to get to the highest level and win championships. But when you talk about a league that's bitching about viewership and whatever, like the Lakers going to have the worst team in the league. People are going to watch those games, right?
Yeah.
Like the Knicks right now, you're seeing Knicks, Celtics, that series. And I see it when we do the show every day. And people kind of bitch at us like, man, you don't talk about Cavs, you don't talk about Pacers enough. And it's like, when we do talk about it, you motherfuckers don't watch.
Right.
So do you want a show?
Right.
Everybody has opinions on how we should do the show, whatever. But when y'all do it, like y'all don't talk about these teams either. And it's like, oh, but the Cavs are doing so good. Yeah, but we know the Cavs are going to get packed up. Like, no disrespect to Cleveland, love you guys. We knew the Cavs were going to get packed up. League's not allowing that. Like, what the fuck you guys think is going on? Like,
right.
We got the Celtics and the Knicks both playing high-level basketball. You think, and even the Pacers now, they got to deal with that. And by the grace of God, the Pacers are able to get to the finals. More power to them. But you got the Knicks or Celtics coming to town. Like, who do you think we want to get to these finals?
So here's my question to that. How day to day do you think they're actually able to present these stories? I guess, you know what I mean? Because
like how much control do they have over the narrative?
I always took it to be like they're just setting it up so that this team is good this year. I didn't think they were setting it up in a way where they're like, all right, Cavs are cooking, but we're going to make sure that they don't get
sometimes the teams will do that to themselves.
Sure.
But like you look at that Knicks Celtics game, I believe Game 5, whatever it was, Jalen Brunson gets 5 fouls in the third quarter.
Yeah.
This is the superstar of this team, but the series is 3-1. Okay. Motherfucker got 5 fouls in a single quarter.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
it feels...
That's not how it's going down. These refs know what's going on. You're going to try to tell me the refs didn't know.
Yeah.
5. They're not tripping. Because Tatum goes down, like, shit, we got to stretch this shit a little bit.
Yeah,
we can't. A little bit. Like,
so it's not
out. Like,
they can't go home.
The Warriors ain't going to win a game. Like, shit, we got to stretch it a little bit.
It's not total manipulation.
Yeah.
They're not figuring out the box score. They're saying, like, hey, do what you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And you out there,
and you still might be able to win with these variables. We're going to make it a little bit more difficult for you.
Right. Because that's what they can do. They can adjust factors, right?
Yep.
They can, like, adjust little things.
Yeah, take somebody out.
Like, Halliburton got 2 fouls in the first quarter. I think they still ended up winning that game, but it's like, okay.
I mean,
we know what's going down.
That's the argument you always see with, like, they made it a bunch with Draymond in the playoffs this year of him just tackling and falling and kicking.
Like, Draymond found loopholes, though, because, like, they weren't fouled, so they had to be tech. So he had, like, altogether, I want to say, like, 9 or 10 of them he can get combined before he ends up getting suspended. So I can get, like, 3 fragrance and fucking 5 techs. And I still got my 8. They were literally all flagrant fouls. That just wasn't not free fouls. Me, I bing him in the head. It's not a foul on me because the foul's already been called. So I'll just give him a tech instead. All right, we good. He can stay in the game.
That's some 5-game suspension for bringing a gun thinking.
Yeah. But that Gil mastermind.
Yeah.
And you talk to Gil, and Gil literally a genius because he'll literally explain. He'll tell you guys, like, yo, and I saw, like, I think Telfair had a situation. He got like 2 games, and I saw Steven Jackson like shot a gun in front of a strip club, and he might have got 3 or 4. So I'm like, shit, I ain't getting no more than 5. Man. This is precedent. But now he comes, thinking he's a genius to David Stern. David Stern's like, fuck you, nigga. Like,
yeah,
you're going to take these 50 games. I'll let you keep your bread. But you're going to take this 50.
Man, I see why ESPN was scared.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it took them a minute, and then they were like, I don't know. Because if he think like that, he might say something on camera that we don't,
but
we can't sponsor anymore.
Like, he's, fucking, what was it? I think he was like, Jokic is like the worst 3-time MVP ever or some shit.
Yeah.
But when you look at the numbers, it's like, well, who's he better than on this list? It's like Larry Bird, LeBron, whatever. It wasn't like a slight of Jokic, but he knows how to stir the pot and fuck with people.
Right.
Because they'll be like, fuck you, idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. Then they go, look, like, here's the list.
Yeah.
Well, man, like, all right, fine, like, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
there's nobody you would actually put him
You can't
under.
put him, you can't put, and that's no disrespect to Joker, but he literally, like, thinks about this shit. And I'll hear him say shit, and he words it very specifically just to fuck with people, just to prove me wrong. But when he's on ESPN, he's in the suit, he's doing what he got to do. So he can balance. And when he gets to Gil's Arena, it's straight,
He's killing it. He's doing his thing. But I know why they were scared of him.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, he tells the story like he did like the jump or whatever it was back in the day. And he's like, all right, what words can I say on TV? So they give him the list. Here's the words you can't say. He's like, oh shit, douchebag's not on here, so I'm gonna use that. And then it's like, like, come on, dog. Like,
man.
But I respect that level of petty and diligence to loopholing.
Do you, when this loopholing, when all the different sort of like strategies are in play, do you feel like there's something dangerous in the way that like we are now always aware of it before it actually even plays itself out?
For sure. Well, I think going into this shit, you can make the jokes about Mavs getting the number 1 pick or whatever, but that shit is so far-fetched, you don't think it's going to happen. And then you sit there and watch it happen in real time. You watch the Sixers get the 3rd pick. You talk about a Mavs team that was in the NBA Finals last season.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about a Mavs team that, without injuries to Kyrie and AD, would be a top 5, top 6 team in the West this season. So now you're literally telling me a team that has championship-level aspirations, trades away their franchise guy, gets AD in that crew, which is still a very formidable team if they're healthy.
Right.
And now we're going to add Cooper Flag to it because Kyrie's down for, most of next season, and we still need you guys to be competitive. So here, take the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Man, it doesn't add up.
One of the biggest names buzzing, one of the strongest
Everybody's
drafts
talking
in a
about
while.
him.
But then I go, but as a fan, right? If I'm thinking about it more as like a fan of this whole thing, when I really loved wrestling was when I believed in wrestling.
Yeah.
And now it's this era of wrestling where nobody believes in it. Even kids don't believe in wrestling
Well,
anymore.
kids are assholes now and they're intelligent.
And
they know
that's
too
the
much.
thing. They know too much.
My
and
kids
so
know
they
more
go,
shit than me. Like,
yeah.
they can operate an iPad better than me. Like, no, you got to do this. Like, nigga, you 8 years old, dog.
I guess I worry that then takes the enjoyment out of it if I become too self-aware inside of the beast. You know what I mean? Gil scares me, I guess is what I'm saying.
But
is that he's just going to expose the whole thing and then I'm going to be a dum-dum who thought magic was real.
But I think we all got to just watch it with them. We grew up watching wrestling. We grew up watching all these sports. I grew up watching the NBA. I'd read an article and just take that shit at face value. Now it's like I saw something the other day about Russ, came out in the ESPN article. It's anonymous players. And I was asking the guys on the couch, I'm like, can you generally tell who the snitch in the locker room is? He's like, yeah, just go see the first person she comes up to when she pulls up, or who's the nicest on the team when it happens. So imagine you got to be in a locker room now. You know goddamn well it's one of you 2 niggas right here are the ones who said all this shit. Anonymous player in my ass. Because I know he not talking to her. He don't fuck with her. Like, this dude don't mess with her. Like, but she can walk in and who she dapping up and fucking buddy and
I never thought about that.
So we used to read these things and like you watch The Last Dance and I think it was like Horace Grant who was the one on that team that was kind of breaking all the information down or whatever.
Yeah.
We would just take all that shit at face value. So I would say, oh, if this guy's bad in the locker room, like you've heard all this stuff about Russ his whole life. Like Russ at UCLA guy, I've known Russ since he was a young pup. Like has all this negativity surrounding him from a fan standpoint and the media kind of feed into that. But everybody who's played with Russ by and large,
nobody
great
says anything
teammate,
bad
always
about
available, fucking always, works his ass off, fucking sets a good culture in the locker room. But you see a nigga miss a couple layups or shoot a couple shots off the backboard, and you put this narrative out there, he's just like the worst human being ever.
And when he says you, he means me last night.
Okay. I know, but that's the Westbrook experience,
I was in
right?
Langston's living room like,
that is the Westbrook experience, because you'll be ready to choke his ass out, then he'll come through, get a big steal, hit a three, do some crazy rush.
That's exactly what happened.
But it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Every game is one way or the other. Sometimes you get both within the span of like 2 minutes, but
yeah, he really sends you on a journey.
That's
all the
true.
Way through.
That's true, and that is entertainment.
That's entertainment.
And we got to take a break.
We need to take a break. We're gonna take one more break, and then we're gonna do some voicemails.
Okay.
We'll probably cover one voicemail. We'll be back with more Josiah Johnson on My Momma Told Me.
Hey.
Would you say that you're racist?
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
Look at my dog. He's as black as can be.
Come on. We're back. We're back. As black as can be. Shout out to the dogs.
Shout out to them dogs.
Colored dog. Nagra. Real racists say Nagra. They don't say the N-word. Hey, damn Nagras.
They get so racist in Spanish.
Yeah.
That's wild.
We want to do a voicemail with you. We're going to listen to a voicemail from one of our little mamas at home and see what they talking about. Here we go.
Greetings, niggers, niggettes, wiggers, and wiggettes.
Whoa, pause.
All right.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Wiggers
full
and
greeting.
wiggettes?
I don't like that he put that in there.
That feels odd that he would
because it makes me.
that.
I don't know which side he's on.
Wiggers and wigget. He hates all. He hates anything that's a residue of blackness. Yeah.
I've also never heard the term wiggette till today.
Wiggette.
Yeah. They are.
I've seen it. I've seen
it for sure.
Yeah.
White people I think are trying to do a little magic trick with that word.
Wigger?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like it's not.
I think they're trying to make it a bad word.
No. You think so?
I think white people are now trying to be like, I shouldn't say that.
They're the ones who say it.
And it's
their shit.
And then I think it becomes this magic trick of it's suddenly like our responsibility to police some shit that we didn't even make up in the first place.
That's how it always goes. Now it's DEI is the safe word for nigga.
Yeah.
DEI hires like, damn, everybody that got hired just if they not a white man, like they just were unqualified and incapable of doing anything.
Yeah. Like everybody doesn't have jobs.
No, it's crazy who they'll call a DEI hire. Where it's like, hey man, I get it. You, whoever's at your work might be upsetting you, but we got to chill with how we're labeling.
Yeah, I see it every day now. I'm just like, wow, man, they really just flipped the script. But woke, how that became?
Yeah, no woke.
They went crazy.
They went
on
woke
that
to DEI. Like, I don't want any woke shit here. What does that mean?
They don't know, bro. It means black shit. Or not their shit.
It's too woke. It's like, huh? What does that mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's nasty.
Define it. Oh, you can't?
No, you don't want to talk about that part? All right. Fair enough.
Cool. I'll just keep doing what I do.
Anyways, Wigettes.
Let's find out what they talking about.
All right, so check this out, y'all. My mama told me white people love to see black people flip. Now, hear me out. Not just black people, but black boys specifically, all right? Now, think about this. Anytime you've gone to a basketball game, whether at a big arena where it's college or pro or whatever, they would always have, mainly college, they would always have some underprivileged group come in and do flips in front of everybody at halftime. You got skinny niggas doing somersaults. You got dudes doing twists and double axles and all kind of shit. And I grew up in Tennessee where, we had a whole group that did this thing. And the crazy thing about it, it was called Flippo. Now, bear with me because it gets dark. Word around the campfire was that Flippo was actually getting these boys' booty.
Come on. Flippo.
And I believe dude went to jail for it, or at least he was charged with it.
Flippo,
and
no.
You know that, you cannot have a legit dude trying to get young boys to turn flips for white folk. You can't have him doing that and being on up and up. You know he's trying to get those boys.
Some of these guys are just gymnastics coaches. You got to relax.
This thing went so many different places. Because I was rolling with the black man flipping part. Because I was like, damn, they do have niggas be flipping at games a lot.
100%.
But then Flippo, I didn't.
This feels like a personal thing against Flippo.
Flippo got crazy.
Fucking Flippo.
This feel like Flippo's worst enemy called.
Yeah.
I was like, and I heard the nigga was fucking them kids.
Yeah, bro. That's different than the conspiracy you brought.
Yeah, you bring in some personal shit to the Flippo situation.
They call a number and leave this voicemail?
Yeah, they leave this voicemail.
And they can just go as long as they want?
And they can go like 2.5 minutes.
Because that was fucking, he's
not
on
even
a
done.
journey. Okay.
He's not
I'm
done.
sorry.
I will say, on the subject of the little black boys flipping, my former stepfather, I famously have spoken about this. My former stepfather was Benny the Bull at one point.
Okay. Wow. Did not know that. That's
He was, in fact, the most infamous Benny the Bull of all time because he got fired for selling weed after a game. To one of the players.
Your hero's journey is so crazy, bro.
And just to top it all off, he didn't become my stepfather till after all of that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just way after we could have benefited from any of his success.
How did they find out?
They caught him.
He was in the helmet.
He was in the Benny the Bull selling dope.
He was weighing out 3.5 grams.
I hope it was 3.5. Didn't take nothing off of it. I know how you dope dealers used to do back in the day. Calling it haters and them shits were fucking
it was
life.
Tony Kukoc. Give him a hookup. He gonna take care of his man Tony.
But I wonder, did the player snitch or the team caught him on surveillance camera? Like,
I think it was caught on surveillance camera.
These are haters, man.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the Nuggets game or the Wolves game when the dude yesterday do the he did a
Oh
vote during-
no, I haven't seen
It's on
that.
Twitter right now, but he's boop hit it up.
Hey,
Holy
man.
shit.
I forget which one of these NBA games it was
That's
that, but y'all know I'll be on Twitter all day. I'm just like,
Yeah.
damn, that motherfucker was bold. It's either Nuggets or Timberwolves.
That sounds like something my city would partake in.
I feel like it's one of them things where especially as a white person, you go like, I mean, what are they really gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What are
Like-
they going to, what are they going to
And
do?
you can't sell weed to the players? Like, I'm helping
No,
the
it's
team
crazy.
out. Yeah.
It's crazy, but also it's like, well, you knew what they would do about it. But I bring all that up to say that he was a part of a group called the Jesse White Tumblers, which was the sort of like famous group of little black boys that do flips across the city of Chicago.
Okay, it was
like,
Flippo Chi-Town.
if niggas are flipping, they are Jesse White Tumblers, and they are
no
all
flipping goes
little
on
black
without
boys.
Jesse White involved.
Exactly.
In this city.
You flip in this town?
Yeah.
You give me my kickback. You let me get my beak wet.
I heard there's a boy over here who like to flip.
Fucking Flippo.
Hate for that mattress to get moved.
Flippo holding down Tennessee. Damn.
Man, I mean, that's a different thing than what we need to be. That's personal.
I do believe him about Flippo.
Yeah,
I
I do
don't
too.
doubt it at
No,
all.
he wouldn't have done that.
He felt inclined and inspired to leave a voicemail
Yeah.
to give you a whole conspiracy about flipping at games and looking at little black boys flip to let you know that Flippo was out there grabbing booties.
And I think that maybe that's why that conspiracy was triggering for him.
Yeah,
Where he's like, nah, I've seen the history.
I know
of
how
what
this could go.
I know what they have to go through to get here. And if it's just for white entertainment, then there's something malicious happening here.
Damn.
I mean, think about this. Jordan Childs, she grew up in the hood. She's from Compton, but she's a small lady. She's a gymnast. I know dudes that turned flips that grew up in the hood. They weren't gymnasts. They were victims. So what y'all think about that? Every time you see a group of black boys flipping, turning flips for exhibition, it's for white people. They love to see us flip. I hope y'all see titties today.
I hope you see titties.
That was really nice.
Man, my man's, there's a lot going on with him.
He
but
really.
the hope that you and myself included, I'm gonna guess on show sees titties today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I do like that. I
That's
do like
really
that.
nice.
I will say, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that black people flip at a higher percentage than any other rate.
Are we more acrobatic?
I don't know. I just feel like I've seen more black men flip than any other race of men.
I agree with that.
Black men are the only ones that I seen fat guys flip.
Yeah.
I never seen a fat white guy do a flip.
Wow.
There's those two Spanish dudes that do that, the two fat that do. He flips his legs up.
But I'm saying
that's as close as I've
ever seen. In the Rockets jersey or a Rockets shirt? You're talking about the
when they're like popping and then
That's one of my favorite clips.
Trade spaces.
Honestly, one of my favorite clips on the internet.
I still don't even know how it works. I just know that one flipped over the other, and
they had to practice that. I don't think that was their first time ever doing it.
You can't walk.
They were like experts at doing that, and they saved that for those moments of how I envisioned it.
They do that every day.
Yeah, you learn to do that. You learn to do that in a basement.
They wake up. They brush their teeth, they practice a flip, then they have breakfast.
That was their moment. That was their moment.
Yeah, I do like what he's saying, though, about sort of this being a grander the fact that black men specifically are not being like fed into a gymnastics community does feel sinister in some kind of way.
My little brother's in gymnastics, but he got that in Europe.
Right.
My little brother's like a world class. He did pretty good.
Yeah.
He was like, he did.
He went from world class to.
Well, no, he did international competition.
Okay,
he did one or two international competitions where it's like 7 or 8.
That's fucking real good.
So he is world class.
Yeah, he's world class.
You were trying to be protective to not like make him suddenly an Olympian.
Yeah, I didn't want it to seem like that.
Okay.
But he is like top tier.
Hell yeah.
But they didn't do that for him in America. He had to move to Europe before that.
Okay.
In America, my man was just trying to play soccer and shit.
Yeah. No, I think
California.
I think it's exactly that. I think there's this strange lack of instinct for putting black boys into gymnastic spaces, which is why when there's like a black dude on the team, it's like, oh, where'd that come from? But the whole time they've been telling us we're the most athletic people,
right?
And we're equipped to win every sport. Then why not gymnastics?
Right. No,
that's fair.
That is fair.
They said, "Nah, niggas, you just got to flip at basketball games for the halftime show,
or in a parking lot."
That's all you can aspire.
That's where I'd be seeing that shit happen.
The Jesse White Tumblers came out for a 3-on-3 tournament I did when I was in 6th grade.
Man,
that shit's low. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't. It wasn't no scouts.
They did it for the people.
No, they were just flipping.
I think we were going to split like $150 check.
Flip it for the love.
Yeah.
They drove them from the south side to get to us. That's
also
crazy.
The amount of black men I've seen flip with no formal coaching. They just figured that out.
Yeah.
Which is brave. You ever just joked around trying to do a flip? To figure out you could do that, there's like a level of bravery you have to have.
It's extremely brave. They don't even have, or they didn't have YouTube to like teach them the beginning steps.
They just figured out they could do it.
They just jumped off a thing and then were like, I didn't die. So yeah, I think I can do that now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm with you. Flippo is maybe your own thing. But I'm against Flippo as well, but I'm with your conspiracy theory.
I rock with it.
Yeah, I rock with it. I'm not gonna write any letters on behalf or against Flippo. I'm staying out of it. But I do believe Flippo is a criminal, and I hope that he's met accountability. All right.
Yeah, I think we did it.
Thank y'all so much, man.
Josiah, this was great.
This is so good, bro.
Could you tell the people where they can find you?
I'm at that stage in my life, I don't want anybody to find me anymore. So I just appreciate y'all letting me pull up.
I get it.
Because niggas start finding you and start asking for jobs and shit, and I don't have jobs.
No.
I'm barely trying to keep my job. But now you could, on, what is it, X now, King Josiah 54. I'm on Threads now, too. I'm really trying to do some things over at Threads, a little bit more peaceful, less cancer wishes, death threats, kind of a little bit more nice. But I also miss.
I feel like it's a lot of robots over there, though.
But my thing with Threads is like, I miss that shit too. I need one or two just to keep me on my toes every once in a while. Because if it ain't my best shit, like, please pack me up.
Right? Yeah, you really got to search through the crates on Threads to get the nasty sort of like gutter stuff. Yeah. And I do. I feel the same way.
I miss it a little bit. Like, one or two is fine, but just not the plethora of it. But yeah, King Josiah on all social media. King Josiah 54, excuse me. Let me remember because I want King Josiah to get all the love.
Yeah.
I'm stealing my shit. I'm the 54th in line.
54th in line, but number one here today.
I appreciate it.
There we go.
And boy, what you got?
Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. Littlefield, Brooklyn, New York, June 15th. That's the one. I got some Bay Area dates the week before that. I don't have them in front of me. Littlefield, Brooklyn, New York, June 15th.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Follow me at Langston Kerman on all social media platforms. Watch my special. It's called Bad Poetry. It's on Netflix. And most importantly, like, subscribe, rate, review, send us your own thoughts, conspiracies. If you have a team that you think got rigged out of the opportunity, send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, and call us at 844-LIL-MOMS. We love hearing your sweet voices and your nasty conspiracies. And most importantly, call your mama. Bye, bitch. My Momma Told Me is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by Langston Kerman.
Co-hosted by David Borey.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Hansani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bay Wang.
Edited and engineered by Justin Connor.
Music by Nick Chambers.
Artwork by Dogon Krieger.
You can now watch episodes of My Momma Told Me on YouTube. Follow at My Momma Told Me and subscribe to our channel.